Hello and welcome to the second episode of the 2019 Big Talk season. I am joined today with Papa Jord on my left, and for the first time ever in studio,
what a pleasure.
the Scallon Express. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Great to be seen.
It's, a little bit tough for me at 1-4 to be flanked by two coaches with a combined 8-2 record, both sort of powerhouses in the league right now, and I'm just trying to get by at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. The last time I was on here, we had the idea that we could either go one of two ways. We can get worse or we can get better. One of us did go better, one of us did go worse, and I had my floor of 90 something, I thought, because I had no touchdowns, and now you get performance like Aaron Jones with 4 tutties, 50 points.
So we had 3 players this week score in the top 5 all time.
Yep.
Aaron Jones, who I think is ranked 3rd all time performance.
Just broke the 50 burger.
Christian McCaffrey,
Indeed.
almost a 50 burger. I think he's 5th all time. And then Will Fuller on Herzog's team. He basically had a 50 burger too. He's 4th all time.
And right behind that was Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson was 43 or 44.
Yeah. There's one more big game.
Amari had 39.
Yep. Amari had a big game.
So
Russell had 40.
Does Herzog even know who he has?
I've been wondering
Does he know
that.
who Will Fuller is?
I sent him a trade a while ago, and I heard nothing back, so I was assuming it was just as good as dead.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that, but I think today he had
He picked somebody up.
he had a few pickups.
Wow.
Let's see here. See, he's got
Yeah.
4 pickups
For
today.
combined 6 points, 6 fab bucks.
Yeah,
Honestly.
not dishing out much.
I'm proud of him.
And the way
Yeah.
and he's making these small moves, and he's himself sitting at 4-1 as well. So he's in the top 4 of the standing at the moment. So he's silently pulling some strings. He's been in the league 3 seasons.
1-1.
He's won a championship. His first season was a little rocky, and then last season I think he was maybe about 500. But he's looking for another ring, it looks like, boys. You guys got some
I'm not
competition.
scared. I mean, he's doing this while saving people's lives, which is just remarkable.
Yeah. All that good karma he's building up in the hospital is eking out into the fantasy world. So that's tough to deal with. Although you got some teacher karma points.
That's true, but it can go one of 2 ways. Because you got Brady's team, you got my team. You got 2 teachers in the league,
That's
so it
true.
kind of goes either way.
What that tells you, I think, is that Brady's a horrible teacher.
That's true. Horrible teacher, and it's something about that Iowa teacher versus Arizona teacher.
Right. A totally different school system.
Just move back.
I think that's all it says.
Yep. Jesse is the lone undefeated team, sitting at 5-0, and part of that is because he beat me by 0.2 points last week, which really sucked.
He's the 49ers of the league. Well, we'll see when he gets to a couple different things. Granted, he beat me too. Maybe I'm a little bitter in that sense, but 49er, he beat you by 1 point. I know he beat Brady by no points. He beat me on that Monday Night Miracle between his 2 players. We were within 5.
But Rhodes, how mad were you on Monday?
Well, it was weird because, going into that game, I was down 30 points. I had Breida, and Jesse had the Browns defense. I just assumed I'm down 30.
No hope.
There's no hope for me. And then we were gaming Monday night, and Jordan's like, Breida just ran for an 86-yard touchdown.
The
First play of the game, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is much different all of a sudden. So then my hopes went totally reversed, which was the worst. And then he didn't score a whole lot the rest of that game, and it just slowly edged up to, there was about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I was down a point and they did not at that point. They have, first of all, it sucks because the 49ers have 3 good running backs.
Right.
They use them all, but Breida, they just sat the rest of the game.
It was right after Juice got hurt too, so they probably were thinking injuries. Let's get out healthy.
And that really sucks.
Kick to the stomach.
It sucked a lot. At 1-3 going into that game, I could have really used another win. But hey, I'm actually, compared to somebody like Brady, where now he's down 4 games in his division.
Nick has a top 5 average, I think.
Correct. He's got a high point average, so he should be. He should be very pissed. Whereas Nick is leading my division. He's only at 3-2, so I'm only 2 games back still.
That's true.
A lot of season left.
That's true. We're to just over 4th, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. 13 games in the regular season, so we got 8 games on. So a lot of things can happen still.
That's true.
You guys have. Sitting at 4-1, your divisions are crazy.
Can we talk about the Boy Scout Cyclones for a second?
Yeah, the competition, your 2 respective divisions.
Unreal.
The Boy Scout Cyclones, pretty wild week this week. All 4 of you are in the top 5 of scoring. You and Drew had a pretty...
That was a knockout, drag-out fight.
Stellar matchup this week.
There was a lot of trash talk on Facebook. I was kind of surprised by that.
He really
brings out the worst in me, though.
Yeah.
True fan.
Yeah. Drew's owned your division.
He has.
Through the history of the IFL.
Haven't forgotten it. One bit.
And Scallon, you've not had a whole lot of fantasy success in the league. You've been competitive, I think, the last 2 seasons maybe, given Drew a little bit of competition. But this is your first season where, you've sort of got a powerhouse team. And I think Drew's a little intimidated by that, right?
He is. I don't think he's ever had competition before in the league. Finally not getting a bad injury break my way, and it's proved to be successful. I think when you have one of the best drafts in the league, you deserve to be rewarded with a season like I'm having. But
at the draft party, I said Chris McCaffrey's the only guy that's worth number 1. He's better than Saquon, I think. Now, the injury hurts Saquon a little bit, but McCaffrey's going to break some records here.
Did you get him at number 2?
2.
Okay. Yeah, Saquon went 1, he went 2. And right now he's the top scoring player in the league.
I think so. Has to be.
It's not even close. Yeah, he's up 30 points for the season. He's averaging like 32 or 33 points a game right now. Granted,
4 points one game.
Granted, he had a 50-point game, but still, his production has been insane. Well on track to get 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving, which I don't think has ever been done before.
No.
Do you see why he was out of practice this week?
No.
He had a sore back. He was putting his team on his back too much.
That's true. I believe it. Without Cam Newton, he's actually better with Kyle Allen, though. So
True.
And he's putting the Panthers on his back for sure, but not so much the Scallon Express. So you got Amari Cooper is one of the top wide receivers this season.
Right, Cooper.
105 points for the season. He had a big game against Drew this week, which that game, your guys' game was interesting because, granted McCaffrey had his big game, but then Amari Cooper in that Sunday night game, all of a sudden you were up 15 points or something, 10 points, where you were down 20 going into that game. And so I thought Drew had that game sort of locked up, and all of a sudden, things changed that quickly.
So did Sleeper. I think at that point before the Cowboys game, I had a 2% chance of winning.
I saw that, yeah.
Really flip things around.
Those percentages are funny because you look at 1%, 2%, 3%, and you buy into it. You're like, well, I'm done.
I got this.
That's I think mine was 1% going into Monday night against Jesse, and
50-50.
Yeah, things can change pretty quick with an 84-yard run or something.
Very true.
But now you're sitting at 4-1 after beating Drew for the first time ever I think in your 5 or 6 matchups all time, this is the first time you've ever beaten him.
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel?
Gosh, it feels real good. I may or may not win the championship this year. That, a lot of things have to fall my way. But I'll walk away from the season knowing that I beat Andrew, and I hold that for a year.
That is very true. It's got to feel good. You're now up 1 game in the division at 4-1. Drew's 3-2. Nelson, who's kind of a dark horse.
A wild card.
Sure.
You never know what his team's going to throw.
Yeah, he's 3-2 as well now. And Hunt had a big week, and he's 2 games back in your division.
Was Hunt the high scorer?
Hunt had the highest point total of any team this league, or any team this week.
2 points?
By 2 points. But Nelson, Hunt, and you all scored 150 plus points this week. So your division is
loaded.
And as you say, might not be a championship season. You never know. It's a tough league, a lot of good teams, but you got to get through your division first of all
to even make it there.
And so that'll be an interesting race. Dirty Doc and the boys are an even better division in terms of the overall standings. You guys only have 6 losses as a division.
And as Scallon says, a lot of things got to go your way. TC was looking unstoppable. Saquon with a high ankle sprain. Melvin Gordon comes back out of nowhere for no reason. Now he has no running backs. He had 2 of the best running backs to no running backs.
Right. His season's gone from, full tilt to now he's just hoping to get a win or 2 until Saquon comes back. But that's going to cost him a lot in a competitive division with you and Jack both at 4-1.
Yeah, my team's got a lot of average. I'll take it. I've got no top 5 players, but I've got all top 10 players in their position. I'm happy with my Darren Waller pickup. I'm happy with, everyone hates Todd Gurley, but he averages 13, 14, 15 points a game. Cooper Kupp, as I've said as a homer, is better than Adam Thielen, and he's having a great year. So I remember at the draft party, Brandon Cooks went first, and Jesse said, I'm actually going to take the best Rams receiver and took Robert Woods, followed by my pick of, I'll take the actual best Rams receiver, and Cooper Kupp.
Boy, were you right.
Hype Zone's been silent. I haven't heard from him since, I don't know, the draft party maybe?
Is he still alive? Have you seen him?
It's a good question.
I don't know. He doesn't show up to work anymore.
Yikes.
Tony had a rough go against Tanner. Tanner being the highest score. Tony, been in some controversy of already talking in the chat a little bit about maybe figuring out what the punishment's going to be. Already decided that he's going to take eating one if it's him. So
he's getting mentally prepared in a way that I am not. Granted, his outlook's a little bit different. He's only averaging 91 points per game through 5 weeks, which I think the lowest ever is about 97. Now, he had the lowest performance of all time in week 3 with 45.3 points this
in a
season.
small season, that does hurt.
So that hurts his average quite a bit. He
also had the biggest heartbreak probably of all time. He lost by 0.2 points, 0.3 points, something like that.
Yeah. The more you look at a season, the more tragic it becomes. Okay, and with that, we will go to our favorite, Big Brett. Big Brett, you are live with the commish, Papa Jord, and Scallon Express is in the studio this week.
Wow, a 3-man, the trifecta, huh? Am I on? Is this thing hot? Am I on?
No, testing.
So what do you got this week, Big Brett?
Well, been following the league a little bit, and Jordan 4-1, Scallon 4-1, Brady 1-4, Zach 1-4, Joe 1-4. I mean, it's like the kids are growing up, it's that time of year, as evidenced by, a little bit of my attire here, um, where people are starting to wonder, hey, what's going on in the woods? And
I've been wondering.
I know everybody in this league is big hunters, so it suffices to mention, we got the Iowa bow opener. The boys in the woods are on their feet, starting to look around, see what's up, and put some miles on, hoping to get lucky. Speaking of getting lucky, I'm kind of surprised to hear that Jordan's in the studio tonight. I know how big of a hunter he is, and it's a misty, rainy, cold front coming in. Kind of pictured him high in a tree stand, camoed up, and arrow knocked, and come what may mode. So,
I was hoping so. But couldn't make it work tonight.
I mean, kudos to you for being in studio. Hey, everybody likes or hates a good gambling story. And with sports betting, picking up steam, you're going to hear a lot more of these kind of stories. But here's one I think you're going to love. There's a guy in Houston, Texas called Mattress Mac, and he has a big furniture store. And he ran a campaign this year called Astros Win It All promotion. And so the campaign was, you buy $3,000 worth of furniture, and if the Astros win the World Series, it's free. So that all looks good in April, but when you enter October with the Astros favored to win it all, Big Mac's realizing he might have a little bit of a problem. He's got $15 million worth of furniture sold on this promotion. And so he starts thinking, hey, how could I mitigate this? So he starts going to Vegas, looking to lay off a $3.5 million bet, hoping to get 2-1 or better on his money. Vegas says no. So he ends up in Biloxi, Mississippi, and DraftKings, with the growing sports betting, says, hey, we'll take the book and we'll take the bet, and we'll give you close to 2.5 to 1 odds. And New Jersey, not to be outdone, another book there says we'll take another $1.5 million. So what Big Mac is really teaching us in the league, it is real simple. Today's Christian McCaffrey is tomorrow's Elijah Holyfield. I mean, today's Jacoby Brissett / Garner Mason, because of the bye, is tomorrow's Joshua Dobbs. Scallon and Jordan. Today's Kirk Cousins, Jesse, is tomorrow's Sean Mannion. Today's Tom Brady is tomorrow's Jarrett Stidham. And today's Aaron Rodgers, is tomorrow's Tim Boyle. Well, there's always the exception. I mean, if you got Rodgers, you just stay home. You don't go to Biloxi or Box Elder, South Dakota, because nobody's going to take the bet. You stay home, save the gas, and watch the snow fly.
Scallon is pretty interested in what your drink of the week might be.
Well,
I have 142, Brett.
And Scallon's got one of his own.
Nice. If you go first, you lose. If you go second, you lose. So I don't know. Do you want to lose or lose?
As long as I'm losing with you, Brett, I'm good with
Okay.
it. And I hope it's the same drink, because that would really make my day.
All right, I'll go first. Drink of the week is an old legend. I'm sure I'm sure everybody's tried one somewhere along the line. But the High Life, Miller High Life, known as the champagne of beers, had the greatest American alcohol commercial of all time that became known as Miller Time. Always told a small story, ended with, "Now comes Miller Time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find." And always had that catchy jingle, from the 70s, which is, "If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer." I mean, always had fishing or something, but a little bit of a pro touch here. And this is a potential one for the ladies in terms of this pro touch. If you've ever ran into, a bloody beer, you can buy this for $3. Clamato actually has clam juice and tomato in it, but that's actually what I'm drinking here. So if I like a little ice in this mix. I don't know why, but it just seems like everything needs to be good and cold. So if you put a little beer in a glass, put a little Clamato in a glass, and, let's say you got your daughter's dance recital and, you want to have a cold one before you go. You don't want to smell like beer. So if you put a little of this in this and end up with this, nobody knows what's going on by the time you get to the dance recital. Scallon, what do you got for me?
Wow, I'm not even gonna come close to that kind of description, or what you just showcased was fantastic. But as Brett, as you talked about the cold, inclement weather coming in here, and you're talking about a nice cold morning, you're getting that bow ready to go up in the tree stand.
Yeah.
You come back from that trip, you just got the deer that you wanted. Maybe you're doing some pheasant hunting, whatever the day may be. Coming into November, December here, and you know what, you're thinking, I want a little bit of bourbon, right? You love that, but you want some heat to it. You want to warm it up, so you make a little hot toddy action.
Ooh, yeah.
And you can't go wrong. And if you add a little cinnamon stick to it, it makes it all go round. So my drink of the week is the hot toddy.
I don't know how late Ivy's liquor store is open, but yeah, you're speaking my language.
I think we're both winners tonight.
Yeah.
We said it was a lose-lose situation.
I'll call it a draw. The cinnamon, again, is a nice touch. Nobody quite knows what's going on. Scallon's just got awfully good breath. Western movie of the week, Hostels. Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike. If you guys want to know who the good guys and the bad guys really were in the Old West, this is a movie for you. That's the teaser. I potentially have the two greatest gambling stories that you've ever heard.
Outside of the one you told us today, or that's number 3.
I have another one besides that one that is, if the other one had went a different way, none of us would know each other. That's my tease.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a tease if I've ever heard.
I might get Scallon back in the studio next time.
And keep Jordan out of the tree stand.
All right, Big Brett. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Peace.
That is going to do it for our second episode of the season. As always, I'm the commish.
Papa Jord, Scallon Express.
Thanks for joining me, fellas. It's nice to have you in the studio.
It's a pleasure.
Scallon.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you come back.
Hope I'm invited.
Okay.
So that just is another, thing for Brady to hear of more people staying in the Des Moines area.
Very
so
true.
I don't know why he's not here yet.
Very true. The Cardinals sucked, so
True. True.
There's nothing to say there for, really.
Diamondbacks are terrible.
Yeah.
Suns are terrible.
Yeah.
And the Oats have started pretty forgettable. I know you guys are big hockey guys.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So
Yo, so. So. But you seem a little timid or shy or nervous or got a cold. What's going on? We need to liven up a little bit.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm I don't know. I got 3 or 4 in me, so okay.
All right, there it
I'll
is.
pep up. I'll pep up.
We came to you a little bit too late tonight.
Yeah, just a hair.